All right, we're gonna work on this assignment, and I'm gonna do everything in blue. You guys can do the rest, basically. Okay. So we're gonna start with the first directions. Determine the quadrant in which the angle lies. And I just want to give you some tricks about radians first. So we have quadrant number 1, quadrant number 2, quadrant number 3, and quadrant number 4. Um, the angle between the x-axis, the positive x-axis, and this blue line is 30 degrees. In radians, well, how many 30 degrees are in 180 degrees? So if I took half the circle, 180 degrees, and divided it by 30, I would get 6 wedges. So this angle right here, now, is equal to pi over 6, because there's 6 30-degree angles. 1, 2, 3, that's 90, 120, 150, 180 in that top half of 180 degrees of the circle. So there's 6 30-degree angles. How many purple angles, 1, 2, 3, 4, are there in 180 degrees? So the purple right here is from the terminal side to the x-axis is 45 degrees. There are 4 of those in the top half of the circle, or in 180 degrees. So this is pi over 4. Okay, the green. So green terminal side, this is 60 degrees. Okay, so 60 degrees. And there are only 3 60 degrees in 180. So this is pi over 3. Going to the x-axis to the y-axis, we know that is a 90 degree. And how many 90s are in 180? Well, there's only 2, so it's pi over 2. Okay, we're going to use this circle now, all these angles, to figure out how to do the radians and the rest of the quadrants, okay? So in the second quadrant here, the trick is that you see, if I were to go 180 degrees and then back up to the blue line, I'm only missing this blue wedge right here, which is the same size as this blue wedge right here. So what I'm going to end up doing is pi minus the blue wedge, pi over 6. So I'm going to write 1 pi as 6 pi over 6 minus pi over 6 will give me 5 pi over 6. So this angle, the blue angle, is 5 pi over 6. I have almost a full half rotation of the circle, but it's missing one piece. So this one, the purple, I'm going to start with 1 pi minus 1 wedge here. This is that 1 wedge that I'm going to back up. Okay. Of pi over 4, so that's 4 pi over 4 minus pi over 4, which gives me 3 pi over 4. So the purple is 3 pi over 4. The trick here is you look at the denominator and then you subtract 1 wedge. So the green pieces are all divided by, it's over 3. So it's almost a full 3 pi over 3, but it's minus 1. So 2 pi over 3. So each of these angles is the bottom minus the denominator, and the numerator we get minus 1. So 6 minus 1 gives me 5, 4 minus 1 gives me 3, 3 minus 1 gives me 2. Okay, so this one, third quadrant now, we're moving past, we're adding to the to 180 degrees or pi. So I'm going to go to 180 degrees, and then I'm going to add a wedge. So we're going to start with pi, and we're going to add on a blue wedge, pi over 6. So I'm actually going to have 7 pi over 6, so one extra piece than the denominator. So this guy is 7 pi over 6. All the purples are over 4. All the greens are over 3. The purples because we're moving one wedge or one sliver past, one purple sliver past the negative x-axis, we're going to add 1 to the numerator. So 4 plus 5, 4 plus 1 gives me 5. Okay. The green, we're going to take our denominator, 3, add 1, that gives me 4. So that would be 4 pi over 3. Okay, the trick for the fourth quadrant, not the fourth quadrant here, is we've almost gone a full rotation. Check it. I'm going to start here. I'm going to move all the way. We're going to move all the way to 2 pi, a full rotation, and then I'm going to subtract out a wedge. So I'm going to start with 2 pi and subtract out the blue wedge here, or the blue slice, which is a wedge of pi over 6, or 30 degrees. Okay, rewrite 2 pi as 12 pi over 6 minus pi over 6 to get our common denominator, leaving us with 11 pi over 6. So this is 11 pi over 6. Wrong color. 11 pi over 6. So how did I get that numerator? Well, okay, the trick is that we're going 2 pi and then we're subtracting out a wedge. But if you look at anything in purple, remember, is divided by 4, or 6, 4, okay? So double the denominator. 4 times 2 is 8, and then you have to subtract out the 1 wedge, giving us 7 pi. Okay, green. Anything in green here is over 3. Double the denominator, so 3 times 2 minus 1 gives us 5. And so I'm always doing this game of like adding and subtracting wedges from where I am on the x-axis.